been the loser and just fun with my love run. My love had just begun. And I diffuse up, and now I know that I'm the fool who won your love to lose it all. Then you come back, you win again. Do. What do you know about them songs there, bro? What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Good and Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. I ain't gonna lie, bro. First of all, I had some technical difficulties, so apologies. I'm like half an hour after the watch along, so I lost out on all my potential views and momentum from that channel. But hopefully, you guys will do me a favor, drive them likes. I cannot explain how much them thumbs up, them likes help the progress of the show. So if you can help me by literally just driving up them likes, that'd be fantastic. And yeah. And believe it or not, as sad as that song is called, it's called You Win Again. Don't know about You Win Again. It's been a long freaking time since You Win Again. Arsenal won a game. We won a game of football. We remembered how to win a game of football. Arsenal ran out 2-0 winners in the end. Joe Willock and Eddie Nketiah, the youngsters, put in a shift and they got us the result. And to be honest with you, yes, I think they did threaten. I think we were fortunate at times. I'm thinking about one particular opportunity where they just about missed it. They tried to get on the end of a cross and it just about missed. But actually, and I said this to Lee at the time, even I'm not sure how much of it went in. My man was My man was ill. He was out of action, out of order, needs to be restored. Poor Lee, definitely out of it. You're 45, brother. You can't be doing them ones. But yeah, my man's dealing with a hangover at the moment. Went to a party, I think designed for his other half's birthday party. Walked in at 6 a.m. Mate, you're a mad one. So he's suffering today. But what I said to him at the time was that, actually, I think we've more or less controlled the game. I don't think we particularly played amazing football. We were rear guarded, that's for damn sure, in the sense that we didn't have a lot of the ball. But there was no time that I really felt amazingly under pressure. They did they did start the game playing good football. They were moving the ball around, and actually we couldn't get near them in the early stages, first 10 minutes or so. Then Arsenal decided to just allow their quality to naturally shine through. I thought first half, I thought Eddie was fantastic. I thought Saka was fantastic. Tierney was fantastic. That was probably the one sour note. We can't seem to play a game of football at the moment without picking up an injury. The latest one being Kieran Tierney was taken off. Looked like a cramp, but maybe it was a bit more than that. And he came off in the end for Kolasinac. Yeah, I thought the defenders actually did pretty well. I did notice it as the kind of half went on and we went on into the second half. There was another thing I said to Lee was that actually I think that, to be honest, Holden got man of the match. I thought Mustafi was just as good. I thought they both clearly work well with each other, which is good to see because Lord knows we need some defenders that can work well together. I don't know what happened necessarily against Brighton, but I also am not. I think me and Lee said this at the time. I'm not going to blame that on Holden. I know other people did it. You won't see me necessarily blame that on Holden or Mustafi. I actually thought they did okay against Brighton as well. I thought the whole team collectively were crap against Brighton. But I thought those two did pretty well. And I think those are the positives. I think the negatives are still that, there is still that lapse in concentration there. I thought Pepe still doesn't look quite fit for me. Bellerin is still out of sorts. I actually thought he was worse today than he was against Brighton. Yeah, he looked really out of it, timing-wise, everything-wise. It's terrible, isn't it? Aubameyang showed a bit more life than he did against Brighton. Um, there was a chance where he hit the crossbar. I actually thought he was in at the time. Didn't bother looking at the screen properly, just because I just assumed he just put it away. But yeah, he hit the crossbar. And I think one thing I liked about Aubameyang's performance today, you could see he badly wanted to score today. He looked like he was putting himself under pressure to attempt to score today, which was good to see because we missed that. I think Aubameyang, a hungry Aubameyang, even if this is his last season at Arsenal, I'd like to see him finish strong. That's personally what I'd like to see. Was it entertaining? I see Sergio putting this. I can understand it, to be fair. It's not exactly the most entertaining game to watch, but Arsenal are not the most entertaining team at the moment. So I can understand why you weren't necessarily entertained. Me, I'll tell you, somebody said this on the stream, and I'll repeat it. Personally, I will take a boring 1-0 victory for the rest of the season, if that's what it takes. I don't think necessarily we're going to achieve much at this point in time, but if we can just finish the season strong, finish as high up as possible, and maybe secure Europa League football, so be it. I think you just got to take what you're given at the moment. We're so out of the running for most things. I think we can't afford to be kind of sniff our nose up at anything. And yeah, that's that. On to the next. Sheffield United, right? On Sunday. Let's talk about player ratings. You guys know how we do player ratings. I'm going to give them a mark out of 10. Normally, my partner Lee would be here. We'd be doing this together. For anyone wondering where Lee is, he's out of commission. That's the best way of putting it. My man is self-healing. It happens to the best of us. It was his other half's birthday yesterday. And it sounds like Lee came off worse. I don't know how that works, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, let's talk about it. Let's go into the player ratings. Let's start off with Emi Martinez. I actually thought sometimes his kicking was a little bit weird to me today. There were times where the players attempted to put him under pressure and actually it worked. I can't let Martinez get away with that. I let Leno get, if I criticize Leno, I have to criticize Martinez. And I'm watching Martinez today because for me, I like a lot of attributes that he has. But there is this nagging feeling in the back of my head, like if you were that good in one of these places that you went on loan, someone would have kept you by now. And it hasn't happened, and it just makes me wonder why. But I think all in all, he did fine. You've got to give him credit for the fact that he had a clean sheet. I thought he made a couple of decent enough saves. But like I said, for me, it was just the distribution was a little off today. And, it made me kind of look foolish because I've been saying for the past couple of months, I think Martinez has better distribution than Leno. Not today. I also don't think the playing in the back style particularly suits him. I will say that. I think if you asked him, I don't think he would have that style. He'd prefer to just hoof it up the pitch. But that never happened. I'd give him a 6 out of 10. Maybe 6 harsh. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for Emi Martinez. Hector Bellerin at right back. Oh, if you're a Hector fan, look away now. I struggled to watch this game, watch Hector playing in this game. The only thing I saw Hector do, which was good, there was one opportunity where they were on the attack, and actually Hector made a good kind of inside tackle where he kind of got the ball away. It was a good deep tackle in the penalty area. But whilst we complimented him for that, Lee made a very good point. It was just like, well, why didn't Hector read that move in the first place? And actually, we just know that Hector is just not great at reading the game. There are going to be instances where at some point he's just going to completely miss track of what's happening. And this is where you struggle to defend Hector Bellerin sometimes. Like, mate, you're not good at going forward. You're not good at defending. What are you good at doing? You know my rule. I think if you achieve a clean sheet as a unit, even by default, you have to get a certain amount of points. And I think that is very much the case here. But I also feel like Hector Bellerin, bar that one tackle, I don't know how much of that he really contributed to it. I'm going to give Hector Bellerin a 5. I think 5 is generous. And that's purely because of that one tackle and the fact that he was in a defense that didn't concede. But I actually thought, to be perfectly honest, alongside Pepe, he was probably our worst player. So that's Hector Bellerin. Pramod, I'm just going to read your comment real quick as you donated. Rob Holding was man of the match. Hector needs a break. He needs time to plant 3,000 trees. It's sad to say, it seems like Xhaka is our best midfielder today. All right, well, I'll come to it. Thank you for your donation, though. Let's talk about Mustafi. I thought Mustafi was just as good as Holding today. Little surprised that Sky gave Holding man of the match, but Holding did good. I wouldn't have necessarily said man of the match. I think there were a couple of good, really last-ditch instances where Holding got crucial headers away from the goal and intercepted play. And I think perhaps that's what swayed the man of the match in the end. But for me, I thought Holding was good. Read the play reasonably well. And sorry, Holding. Mustafi was good. Read the play reasonably well. There was one instance where he made a nice last-ditch sliding tackle. I'm trying to think of real instances to mark people on. And he did well to get low. Doesn't resort to that too often these days, which I'm glad to see. And I think that's actually helped, because if you notice, the less he's going to ground, the better of a defender he's becoming. Don't get me wrong, I still want him gone because we know what he's capable of doing. But, you know, you've got to give credit where credit's due. I'm going to give Mustafi, I'll give Mustafi a 7. I think Elstoner's right. I'll give him a 7. Went about his business, was nice and tidy, got the clean sheet. You've got to give him credit. Holding was probably a little bit better. There was no real chances I saw him give away. He got himself a clean sheet, was nice and tidy. Like I alluded to earlier, clearly him and Mustafi seem to have a pretty good understanding, which is good, because we may need to rely on them. That being said, we got Papa back, we got that idiot back, so you do worry about what is to come in the future. I mean, all eyes are going to be on Arteta in a certain way, because now that we have other options back, you kind of look into Arteta like, are you going to change this? Because by rights, he shouldn't change that. You know, the last time we saw Luiz, he got himself sent off. And Papa, I like Papa personally. I'd still keep him. But for me, he doesn't get in this either. So honestly, by rights, I'd keep this going. But anyway, Holding, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10 to, but not my man of the match, crucially. Not my man of the match. But he was nice and composed. I think that's a good word. It's a good way of saying it. He was nice and composed. Kieran Tierney, gutted about the fact he's injured. He's injured again. This is the worry about Kieran Tierney. He does seem very injury prone. I mean, there wasn't anything in particular where I was like, oh gosh, can't believe that challenge got him injured. There was no like Bernd Leno injury situation. There was no situation that should have led him to get so badly injured. Hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully it's just a bad, you know, a minor pull or perhaps a serious cramp. Like, hopefully it's nothing too bad. And it was just brought off with a kind of precautionary reasons. But I thought it was solid today. There was one instance I was a bit annoyed. He did a bit of skill in the second half. It was nice, but then he didn't show that extra level of composure to just find someone to pass the ball to. But you guys know I like Kieran Tierney. I rate him highly. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Thought it was solid. Seems like we're agreeing, chat room. Keep going. I'm going to highlight all your marks. You know how we do. Let's go to Granit Xhaka. To be honest, I thought Granit was good today. We've got to give credit where credit's due. There was one moment in the game where he kind of stood on the ball. It's like, oh no. But actually, there was another moment in the game where I actually saw Granit running past the player. I was like, what's going on? I thought largely he was pretty good. I don't think you're never going to get a flawless performance out of Granit Xhaka. You're not. But the mistake that they made is that they paid him too much respect. Southampton. I thought they were good in large parts of the game, but midfield actually was where they suffered, and I'm surprised because I assumed that they would just stick Ward-Prowse on Granit Xhaka. They didn't, and they allowed him to play. And I thought Granit was all right. He did fine. 7 out of 10 for Granit Xhaka. Next to him, Dani Ceballos. Didn't really see him, to be fair. I do think Ceballos plays a difficult position because he's clearly been given to the Torreira role, the DM role. It's not his position. Almost Arteta is doing to him what was done to Arteta, where Arteta was never a DM, but was turned into a DM by Wenger. Seems like Arteta seems to be doing that with Dani Ceballos. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he was okay. I don't think he was immensely effective in terms of defensive midfield, but I think he did his thing. On the right-hand side, Pepe, I'm not going to lie, I thought this was one of the worst performances I've seen of him. Little worried with Pepe. Not overly worried. Just scored a banger last week, but didn't play well. Didn't score a banger this week. But I think with Pepe, I still believe it will come. Unlike that weird geezer that strangely was calling me out over Pepe, I still think he'll come good. But I'm going to criticize because I didn't see anything particularly special out of him today. So I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. On the far side, Saka is my man of the match. For me, I love what he's doing at the moment. Plenty of energy, plenty of heart, plenty of creation. You can see the confidence is oozing out of him, which I really like. I think Arteta, if there is one thing he seems to be doing well, is managing Bukayo Saka at the moment. And I just liked his performance today. I loved his performance, funnily enough, against Brighton in that number 10 spot. I thought he influenced and dictated play then. This one, he did it for a little longer. It was for a little more of a sustained period. Again, tired out towards the end of the game, but I actually thought did well. And I'd give Bukayo Saka a 9 out of 10. My man of the match for me. I agree with it. I agree with you, Elliot. I don't know about the 7 out of 10 stuff, but yeah, I'll give him a 9 out of 10 for me. Yeah, that's the thing. He's very brave. I do like him. 18 years old. Up top, Aubameyang, bit better than Brighton. At least he showed a little more life today. Hit the crossbar. Was always a danger. There was an opportunity that he squared it to Eddie. I saw people criticize the station taking it on. Actually, I liked that he was even thinking about squaring it to Eddie. Probably should have used his left foot, but maybe confidence ain't there or he's not really in it. I thought Aubameyang was okay. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I won't quite give him the 7, purely on the basis that I feel like there were opportunities where a back stone cold Aubameyang would have done better or would have opted to choose a different option. Whereas he was kind of going through the motions a little bit, but at least it looked a little bit better than he did against Brighton. So I'll give him a 6 for Abba. For Eddie Nketiah, for me, actually, it is a controversial choice. This was my favourite Eddie Nketiah performance. I actually really liked it. I really liked it. There were two players that were buzzing about in the first half. Saka was one, Eddie Nketiah was the other. They worked beautifully in tandem with each other. I think they really worked well together. Closing down spaces, And I noticed it. It was funny because I did mention this in the watch along in our group chat where Lee's part of it and Claude is part of it and a few others are part of it. I did say right before the game started that the things that Eddie is good at doing is his off the ball running is very, very good. His movement is very, very good, and he'll run all day for you. What he needs to work on is his finishing touch a little bit more, because weirdly, as many goals as is just going to sound really weird for someone that scores goals at, albeit at championship level and under 23s level. I don't think he's a natural finisher. He just happens to get goals. And I think that shows in, for example, the chance that he had where he was one-on-one with a goalkeeper and he did some weird chip. It was just like, I don't think that natural finishing ability is there with him necessarily. But I do think he did well, closed gaps. And ultimately, people will look towards the goalkeeper, and rightly so. I think he had a mare tonight, the Southampton goalkeeper. But actually, I think his off-the-ball running forced that. That's why you close the goalkeeper down. Just in case they make that type of dumb error, then you're there. That's a beautiful example of why you close that goalkeeper down. He forced that error and deserved his goal. I'll give him that. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I liked Eddie Nketiah today. In terms of bench people, you guys are going to have to remind me. It's difficult these days remembering 5 players. Joe Willock, thought was okay. Didn't do anything offensive. Showed a little more life, to be fair, on the right-hand side than Pepe did. I'll give him a 5 out. Give him a 7 out of 10. I forgot he scored. So, yeah, Joe Willock, I thought he did show more life on the right-hand side. And actually, from his perspective, it was another little predatory goal that he got. Laka had a free kick. The first attempt was terrible. The follow-up was better. And like I said, the goalkeeper had a mare because he kind of spilt the second attempt into Willock's path, and then Willock finished it and did well. And actually showed more life than Pepe did on that right-hand side today. So, yeah, I think all in all, I'm going to give Willock a 7 out of 10. Laka, I'll give a 5 to. Yeah. I think the other two probably came on too late for me to realistically mark them. That was what? Ainsley Maitland-Niles and... Well, Ainsley Maitland-Niles came on with Laka, really. So if I mark Laka, I should mark Ainsley. I'll give Ainsley a straight 5 too, as well. Who are the other ones? Who are the other subs? Kolasinac. Kolasinac didn't do anything offensive. Like offensive to me, I mean, not like offensive attacking. I would say I'll give him a straight 5 as well. Have I forgotten anyone else? Apparently it's 1-0 to Chelsea, by the way. Have I forgotten anyone else? Have I forgotten anybody else? Ainsley Maitland-Niles already marked 5, straight 5. I think that's it. And then Arteta won the game. Didn't mind the starting lineup. I still don't think he's necessarily chosen our best starting lineup yet. But I liked the starting lineup more. I think Aubameyang tried more to be a partner for Eddie Nketiah. They seem to work quite well together. And I think, if that's clearly Arteta rates Eddie more than Lacazette. And actually, on the balance of things, you got to say he's justified. He's scored more away goals than Lacazette now. So, yeah, I'll give Arteta a 7. I still don't think we played amazing, but we got the win. We did well enough. On to the next. Sheffield United will be a much tougher test. Yes, they've suffered a couple of losses recently, but, Santa Claus Arsenal roll into town, so you never know. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Road to 8K is on. I know I could do it. I am not that far away. I'm about 350 away now from 8K. So help me get there. Only you guys can help me do that. So please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. The likes as well, guys. Please jump on those likes. Once again, it does help when you guys do that. So sorry, it's about 450 away. So let's see if we can get 450 in the next few weeks. To help me get to. No, I am on bone. It's 250. Gosh, I can't do maths. It's 250 away I am. So let's see if we can do 250 more people to help me get to 8K before the end of the season. Also, do feel free to hit that join button. We've got straight 2 levels, a silver membership and a gold membership. Silver membership gets you every single pre-recorded show I do early before the other subscribers do. And then gold membership gets you that, but it gets you FIFA streams that I do, which only you guys will be able to comment on. And it gets you cooking with Chigs, it gets you everything. So make sure you do keep an eye out on that. All right, I'm off out of here. I'm going to try and cool down. I don't even really feel like eating something. I just feel like chilling a drink and just downing it. So, but please do stick a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Both me and Lee will be back on Sunday. I'm sure Sunday Lee will be back up to normal and we'll be good to go. So make sure you stick around for that. And yeah, I'm out of it, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. If I don't speak to you again between now and Friday night, have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back on Saturday for a preview, tomorrow for another Eagle Eye. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm out. Enjoy the game. Peace.